Welcome to the Nixie Acolyte Talk Show. I am your host, Austin Elsler, the Prime Minister of the Queen of the Nix. And we are here today for the first political interview of a candidate for an election. What election, you ask? It is the chairman of the National Assembly. What the hell is the National Assembly? The National Assembly is something that's going to replace the House of Representatives in September, because the people have decided that it's time for the House of Representatives to stand down for a while and have a National Assembly instead, due to inactivity and I wouldn't say lack of dedication, more like actually it's just activity. I mean, everybody's busy with personal lives, and it kind of, imagine violating the Constitution unintentionally. That's basically how it's going. So the people decided, let's have a National Assembly, so there'll be only one politician. And that one politician is the chairman of the National Assembly. I have a very special guest today. I have the first and so far the only candidate that is running for the chairman of the National Assembly. And that is the appointed senator in the Privy Council under the Elsler administration, and appointed representative representing Lavender County in the House of Representatives, the law-appointed federal county commissioner, and a clerk, senator, and running as an independent, Senator Breona McGuire. How are you, ma'am?
I'm doing all right. Thank you for asking.
All right, so this is actually the first interview I had with a candidate that's actually running for an actual Nix election. So let's make it look good as possible in some way. All right. So we got, I got some general questions that I'm going to ask you, and your, I guess, answer to the best of your ability. So, I guess let everybody know, the voters and the viewers know, who are you? We don't know who you are. We remind us.
How do I want to word it? Let's see. Basically just like anybody else. To put it simply.
Okay. To put it simply. All right. Cool. So, all right. Well. So we're going to go ahead and go to the general questions. We should be expecting some callers today, or tonight really, because it is 8:22 p.m. at night Eastern Standard Time. So we're expecting at least 2 callers that I'm aware of. But so far, I'm going to go ahead with the general questions while we wait, and I'll call them maybe after all my questions. I'll make it easier. Either that or my second or third question. I'll start with the first caller. All right. So let's begin. All right, so, Senator, why are you running for chairman of the National Assembly, even when you are already an appointed senator in the Privy Council under the Elsler administration, an appointed representative representing Lavender County in the House of Representatives, and a law-appointed federal county commissioner, and a clerk? So why are you running for chairman when you're already in many positions already? What's the point? Why are you getting into so many positions for?
Well, for one, experience. You're going to want to be able to help other people if they need help on something that they've never done before. And for another thing, running a chairman is being like a speaker where you have to stand in front of people and talk about whatever's going on during that meeting. And that's something I'm kind of already used to doing as being a House Speaker at the House of Representatives. But instead of being like in the group chat, you have to literally physically stand in front of people. And I've never done that before. This would give me that experience and be able to help other people to overcome that experience so they could be comfortable doing that role.
Okay. It's not a bad answer. I like that answer. That's yeah, a politician would never say that. Not a real one, anyway. All right. All right. Well, that brings up to the second question. Then the second question is, can you handle it? Can you handle an extra position with all the positions you already have?
I will give you an honest, complete answer. I don't know
Okay.
until it happens. I
Okay,
have
so
to go through it to know whether or not I can handle it.
okay, so you're gonna cross the bridge when you get there.
Pretty much. I mean, I
Yeah.
already have a full-time job outside of my next job. So between that and that, I'm always doing something one way or another.
Okay. Alrighty. I'm getting a bunch of getting messages from out of nowhere. I think I know from who though. Yep. 1 second, got a bunch of people comment here. Alrighty. Alright, we're gonna go ahead to our first caller. Let's see if I can try to get him on the line. Let's see here. Alright, let's see here. Let's see if we can get him on the line for us. You might hear some ringing, but we'll see what happens. Alright. Still waiting on that first caller. First caller ringing. Give me 1 second. If he doesn't pick up, we'll go to the next caller. Actually, if he doesn't pick up, I'll actually go to my fourth question, actually. Alrighty. Then I guess it's
All right.
Alright. Alright. Maybe he'll call. If he calls, it'll probably be better. Alright, so let's go to the next question. How will you make impact for Nix, or in Nix, for being chairman of the National Assembly? How would you make impact?
Well, hopefully, if I'm good at my role of the chairman, I should become a positive influence when it comes to like connecting with people in others in NICS, whether it be like just people in general or political. And in my mind, I'm kind of already like at the beginning when it comes to when NICS started.
Okay. This interview might be short because there ain't that many questions for as general questions because
You go to bed.
it's a new position. You're the first candidate so far, so let's see. Yeah, okay. Viewers, if you're wondering what she's doing, she is handling a
All right.
thing at home, so just give her a second. There we go. Yeah. He's handling a thing at home, so just give her a second. It happens. It's podcasts, you know. We talk to people that are home.
No matter how long
That's how it works. And yes, I'm looking at my camera too. Bye. All right, you back now?
Yes, sorry
All
about
right,
that.
no, you're fine. You're perfectly fine. All right. So yeah, like I said before, this is my last general question. Um, you know, it's our first interview, so I didn't really come up with a lot of questions. So, last one for me anyway. What are your views on the National Assembly becoming our new legislative branch, and how will you ensure it will function properly?
The first National Assembly. Let's see here. The only way I could really describe that was the interesting. Nix has not have done a real National Assembly in either one that's been handled properly as of yet. We're still learning some things, so obviously it's going to take some trials and error to get there. And I'm hoping when we do actually do our first National Assembly, we can make sure we're prepared to get it done right.
Okay, I like these answers so far. So far, these answers are great. I kind of wish you had an opponent so I can do a debate. That would be fun to have a debate. Um, of course, most likely both candidates will probably whoever if someone else is running, the next guy is probably going to be independent too, because we only have one political party, and the only person in the political party don't seem interested. So, um, yeah, so we're not expecting political parties anytime soon. So some people might say I'm like trying to influence people to have political parties, and I'm like, no, I'm just letting you know you still have the right to make one. But if you think they're pointless in life, then yeah, no, don't make one. I agree.
Everyone has their own
So
opinion.
yeah. So alrighty, let's see. Alrighty. Okay, so let's see here. All right, so the first guy didn't call or answer. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask you his submitted questions. Let's see.
Oh, I'm getting a call. It's no calling me.
Well, you're not supposed to get a call. I'm supposed to be the one getting a call.
Hello? Me and the Prime Minister are currently in the middle of our interview. Yeah.
There we go. She's supposed to call me so I can get her because the viewers need to hear her. So the only way for her to hear her is for her to call me. Now I like how she called you though. That was pretty funny. Is that who I think it is that called you?
All right. Can you hear her on your background, Austin?
No, she needs to call me. She needs to call me.
Yeah, you need to call him on his end so that way it will be recorded.
And everybody can hear it.
All right. See you there.
Well, look at that. She tried to call you directly. Look at that. Ain't that funny?
There you go.
All right. Well, she's going to ask that question again because I know exactly who that was. I don't know why she called you. You're supposed to call me, but it's fine. First time. First timer. We're all first timers here.
I had to teach him how to use
Yep. Well, I mean, I've used Twitch before. I just didn't know other things.
Yeah, like the whole screen sharing.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
All right.
It happens sometimes. Like there are some things people don't know about that needs to be shown from other people.
Alright, just waiting on that second caller. She is supposed to call me. Oh, while we're waiting for her to, well, we're waiting for the second caller to call. Let's go ahead with the submitted questions. All right, so this is the first question from our citizen Brandon Begley. Question 1, on the education front, what steps are you going to take to help improve education for Nixie children?
Can you repeat that one more time?
Sure. On the education front, what steps are you going to take to help improve education for Nixie children?
Okay, so he's asking how would I help on the education front, basically.
Yep.
That's what it's saying. Okay, that's a really good question. We had some topics about the education front lately that we've created a whole communication track just for that. To be honest, education is important, but with how the public schools have been dealing with the start of this year was completely, let me put it this way, ridiculous. And according to our discussions that we have been having with the NIC, we might make it a little bit smaller to where it would be handled with more care. And also have it a little bit closer to home to where we don't have to worry about the kids having needing to travel too far just to get to school and from. So we're all working out the details. We might make a few proposals here and there based on the education front. But right now we're all just putting in ideas of how we're going to handle that.
All right, looks like we got a call in. Let's see, who is it? We got a call in. Who will be? Hello. Hello. Who am I speaking to?
Matthias is gonna help you. Help your brother undress, Matthias, please. All right. Sorry about that.
Hello. Who am I speaking to?
This is Liddell.
Liddell. Hi, Liddell.
Hi.
So are you a Nixie citizen, just like the rest of us? What are you? Who are you?
Really, I'm Queen Breckingridge.
Oh, it's Her Majesty. Look at that. I totally didn't know that. Totally, the viewers didn't know that either. So there we go. Awesome.
I call myself by my maiden name, but yeah, go ahead.
No, I go in. You called for a question for our candidate here.
Why do you sound so? Just be yourself, dude. I know it's supposed to be professional, but you're making it really hard for me to stay professional doing that. Just say it.
All right. Well, ask questions. What you got?
There you go. This is for the constable position, right?
No, this is for the chairman of the National Assembly.
Okay, there we go. So, Bree?
Senator, can you hear?
No, you're the only one coming through. She's not.
Why don't we make this a three-way call instead of just a caller number 2 and a caller number 3, and I can just mute myself?
That's weird. I thought it would work. Usually it does work.
Yeah, I know. I think we're just technical difficulties. I'm sorry, I can tell.
Yeah. Well, government, that's how it works.
Yeah.
We'll just blame government. It's government's
Yeah.
fault. All right. Because I can hear you clearly. All right.
Michael,
fine.
go take a shower with your brothers, please.
All right,
You're
fine.
done. Stop playing their game.
Hold on. What's this? No, that's
You can always relay her question to me and answer that way.
Nah, it's more fun for you to hear the caller too. Give me a second.
Okay.
Oh wait, hold on. Is this the adding button right here?
Yes. How good.
No. Hold on. Hold on. There you go. Calling in 3, 2, 1. There we
Oh,
Hey,
go.
word.
See, I told you guys I'm magical and smart. Alright. Alright, so let's do this again, Your Majesty. What question do you have for our candidate here, Senator McGuire, for chairman of the National Assembly?
alrighty. Alrighty. So, for my constituent and candidate for the constable position, what is
Chairman.
as did you not?
I'm just helping you out. It's the chairman position, not constable.
Sorry, I thought it was the constable one because that's the one that you were planning on doing at first.
No,
Okay.
chairman.
Anyways, so I thought I said chairman, then my brain said constable instead. So I do apologize.
No,
All
you're
right.
fine. You're the caller. Have fun.
Anyways, as potential incumbent and also potential future chairman of the National Assembly, how would you handle if there was an overflow of opinions, such as everyone has questions all at once? How would you handle that? Would you label it from lowest priority to highest priority? What exactly would you do?
That is honestly a very good opinion. Let me see how I can put this. Well, if I'm stuck on some things, if people's are opinions that are overflowing and I can decide between one, I could have someone else help me figure it out. So that way, if I'm basically, trying to figure it out. So basically, I will see if I have an assistant or someone who can help me out on the side to figure out which opinions would be more to the important pile, basically. Yeah. Because if it's like an overflow issue of an opinion, then I want to need somebody that could always help me out to figure out which one would make more sense depending on the point of view of the opinion.
Okay. So
Once we get that organized and figured out, then we can go from there.
So you would pretty much go off of the best opinion, or would you go back to? I guess you would call it. What would that be called? Should we be the only one drafting that, and then we still make them? So I guess would you go refer to the lawmakers or the legislature? There you go. The legislature and search of advice, or would you go to someone else for search of advice? Like maybe someone with that same point of view as the citizen that brought up the opinion, or the opinions if they're all thrown at you all at once.
I would probably go for the legislators to get their advice on the matter.
So you would instead go off of advice from lawmakers or legislators instead of the advice of another citizen and maybe get more on their point of view?
That's tricky. That really is tricky.
I am known for tricky questions.
Yes, you are.
I am known for that, and it is a tricky question, but it is a fair question if you think about it.
It really is, and it's something that most people are going to have to think about when they run for things.
Well, if I may step in real quick, last I recall, when the National Assembly gets established, there are not going to be any legislators.
Technicality, there would be with lawmakers because we still have to draft the bills. The only thing that would come about it is that the National Assembly person or chairman would just present it to the citizens and get their input on it.
There you go.
That's the actual case of direct democracy. You still have people that make the bills, work it up, and then it's just presented to the people and get their opinions and their votes.
So you're talking about a plebiscite referendum.
Close, but not exact.
Because according to Part 6 of the National Assembly amendment, it says the Queen, Prime Minister, ministers, and senators may call for a plebiscite referendum on legislation that they are proposing to the National Assembly to be debated and voted on. And the reason why it's called a plebiscite is because it's proposed by government officials.
Yes, but if you think about it in the case of what she is even a candidate for, she is still in a government position presenting it to the people. So therefore, we've been doing plebiscite and discussing it just in a different form.
Okay. Because, I mean, by the looks of this, it looks like we're not going to have any legislators. We're not going to have a lot of politicians.
So here's the thing. If you actually go look at direct democracy, not Wikipedia version, because I don't trust it. I'd rather go to Britannica. Sorry, not sorry. There is direct democracy, which is also called pure democracy, in forms of direct participation of the citizens in democratic decision making. But there still has to be laws drafted and stuff like that. That's where the legislature or lawmakers, in quote unquote terms, would be at play. If you think about it really hard.
Well, then I guess the Prime Minister, the ministers, the senators, and the Queen are the lawmakers then, because according to this, we're going to be the only politicians. So.
Well, that's how it would be made up, yes. And so, if you actually look at it further in the Britannica sense, they can operate through assembly of citizens or by means of referenda and initiatives in which citizens vote on issues instead of for candidates or parties. So pretty much we're getting rid of the parties.
Well, I mean, the parties are still going to be there.
If we're doing it the way that it's intended, Prime Minister, please do not interrupt. If we're doing it the way that it's intended, it says here in Britannica's version, it could either be through an assembly of citizens, quote unquote, town square, maybe things of that nature where she would be presenting the stuff, or also by means of referenda and initiatives in which the citizens vote on issues instead of for candidates or parties. So instead of voting people in, because it says vote on issues instead of for candidates or parties. So it'll be pretty much, they're just voting on issues that occur. Do you agree to the change of tax laws? Do you agree to this, that, and the other? They give their opinions and then they vote. The only problem with this is the candidates or parties.
In my opinion, everybody's opinions matter.
Mm-hmm.
So depending on the subject of the opinion, some things may need to be separated in order to categorize those opinions correctly. That way we would know how to deal with those opinions and solve them in that way. So basically, depending on their opinions, it would need to be answered in a certain way.
Exactly.
Just say like children and their education. That's going to be the subject of the opinion. Then that's how we're going to answer that. So that's my side of the process on that question.
Fair. So, Austin, do you have any other questions for her as well? Or can I continue?
I'm the one. This is my podcast. I'm the one in charge. I felt like you were interviewing me on my own podcast. So I mean, but you're the caller. You got questions for her. I don't. I mean, if you got questions for me, that's fine too. But I mean, this is all about.
But if you think
my
rank is also much higher.
Huh? Say it one more time. I'm sorry.
I said, if you think about it, then my rank is also much more higher.
That's true, but this is a private broadcast podcast, not a public one. So I still
This
have control of this.
this is fair, but I mean my questions are also equally fair.
Oh
Because
no.
not only am I asking her, I'm also asking you too, so that way you know what to ask as well.
Oh yeah. I've already answered. I've already asked her all my questions, so I'm good.
Mm.
Yep, did that before you called. But real quick though, if I may,
Go ahead.
I mean it's just another reminder. I mean I get it that you don't look at the wiki version, you look at Britannica, but I have the amendment right here, and I'm just going by the amendment and what the amendment says. So there's that. So yeah, sure, Britannica has
A lot more.
information that's accurate, but I'm going off the amendment that's been proposed. So that's what I'm going off of. So
Exactly, and I meant to actually ask you further on that whenever we have another meeting or whatever. Actually, that might be something I propose, is that amendment gets further discussed, because something about it is a little weird, because it kind of goes against what the initial actual definition of direct democracy would be.
I mean, we don't want the Queen of Manix to become a full direct democracy. That was not the intention of the amendment. I mean, we're still a libertarian constitutional monarchy, and we want to keep it that way. But our legislative branch, our legislatures, UREs, okay, that that that's what's getting changed. It's just the legislative branch. So the legislative branch is going to have a direct democratic form, but it's not going to make the entire nation direct democracy. I mean, granted, everything goes by popular vote already, even before we had the National Assembly. So, I mean, this just gives the people a lot more power while we don't have to worry about politicians much. And I actually do have another question. This is actually, you know what? I don't have a question. I found a comment on my podcast. I'm gonna talk to you about it, candidate McGuire. But anyway, but real quick on the direct democracy amendment. I mean, again, the people literally have the power to do almost anything with this amendment. Like when it comes to making laws, regulations, you know, even
According, I'm gonna stop you right there. According to the definition of direct democracy, that's not what it states. Just on issues.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Any issues that's presented. There's nothing that states anything further.
Well, that is the direct democracy definition in Britannica, but I'm going off the amendment. So whatever's said on the amendment, that's what I'm going off of.
That's
so
fair.
if it's not a direct democratic, what's the word I'm looking for? If it's not a, I don't know the words. If it's not, if that sentence I just said is not considered direct democracy, then it's not direct democracy, but it's part of the amendment. So that's literally what I'm going off of. But anyway, I mean, yeah, everything else seems fine to me on here. When it comes to direct democracy, I feel like I'm being interviewed. Ain't you supposed to be interviewed, Senator McGuire? I feel like I'm being interviewed again.
Well, are the prime minister thing? So let's clarify that real quick. And number two, if I feel a need to grill you, I can. Public or private, does not matter.
Oh, well, you always do that, so it's not surprising. But anyway,
exactly.
I mean, me and you get into debates constantly. Honestly, I think our debates should be televised. Honestly, Your Majesty, I think it does. Our debates need to be televised because, like, everyone thinks we agree on a lot of things. Like, there are things that we disagree on that you guys will not believe. And we get into it too. We have a witness. We get into it too. So,
according to we get to the point where I have to walk away. But that's not really what happened that day. I had to go.
Yeah, you walk away, but then you came back with a vengeance and be like, "Okay, I'm back. So let's get back to this topic." No.
Yeah, that's actually that's legit, guys. But
we ended up being okay later.
Yeah,
Look
that's
at
just
that.
how we talk.
You see what happens when people get along after a debate like that? That was easy.
Well,
that was hard.
you do realize that no one's not really gonna listen to that, even though if they want to. I'm just gonna call it out
I
as
honestly
I say.
do. I honestly do want to do that now on my podcast. I have a debate with you sometimes, Your Majesty. I actually do want that now. That actually sounds like that. I think that would.
Honestly, I think it'll be.
I think that'll be a time of my life.
Yeah. Oh, give us a topic.
McGuire
And we'll
has
go on
seen some of them. McGuire has seen some of our debates before, guys. It has happened. She has actually seen them not just through text messages, but she has also heard them through phone. And they get pretty interesting pretty quickly. So
yeah.
it's more like when you think we're done, we go right back. But that's because we're trying to figure something out and we're trying to find the best routes to do so. But here's the thing, when you debate with anybody, obviously you have to be prepared with difference of opinions.
To be honest, Your Majesty, I feel like you and the Prime Minister are both kind of alike.
We are.
To be right, you look right.
That's why, because we are.
And actually, if you think about it, it actually helps the country more if we actually have friendly debates like that. So that
Yes,
we
it
can actually work out what we need, what is better, or what we see as, okay, so would this benefit us more so since this is what we're striving for going for? Or is this going to benefit us more in the terms of long term or anything like that, if you think about it?
Hey, Maddie, you want to know something? You want to know something funny that I just realized?
Yes, go ahead.
See, you know my brain's already been fried, so I'm already forgetting stuff. But I just realized you're the co-host. You can actually stay on as long as you want.
Oh, that's what I thought. I couldn't remember if I was co-host or not. Remember,
Yeah, you're the co-host. So I mean, actually, this is your first time on my podcast, finally. So look at that, everyone. The co-host has made it for once. See,
oh no!
It's the interview that need to show up.
I know, right?
Dude, well, it's okay. I finally got time to do so. All right, so please don't judge me harshly.
Judge, no.
Not judging, we're just loving on you a little bit.
All right, give me 1 second. I'm trying to find this. Uh-oh. Where'd it go? Oh, wait. Hold on. Apply. Aha. Okay. All right, I found it. All right, Senator McGuire. It's not a question, but this is a comment. So
Okay.
I'm gonna ask a question that regards to this comment. And we actually got this comment a month ago, so I had no idea this comment existed till now. I
Oh
actually
my
saw
gosh,
it
you're
today.
supposed to check on those things.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so this is by Golo Bullis. I don't even know how to pronounce that word. I'm just gonna go by that.
What
Golo
are you
Bullis got it ago, and it was edited, so that means he was actually working on that comment. He says, he was commenting on my podcast episode 6. And he commented, government officials shouldn't get paid anything. It should be all voluntary work at this early stage, especially if you only have voluntary taxes and very limited GDP or gross domestic product or economy. Paying government officials should be out of the question for now. So what is your opinion on government officials getting paid a minimum wage in Nixie pounds nowadays? Do you think we should, give everybody their 10,000 Nixie pounds and then propose a bill to cut the wages after that, like get rid of minimum payment for all government officials because maybe we're just not ready to pay them yet, or do you think we should keep it and just go very slowly on it? What's your take on that?
To be honest with you, my opinion has kind of changed on that mindset. Like, when it comes to getting paid in Nixie pounds for like a salary, like from your one of your jobs, my opinion, it should be based on how long, how many hours and stuff that you've worked with on your next stuff. So, say like you're in a meeting, that's considered you doing your hours on your next stuff. You're in a meeting, you're doing your job. That could be considered as one of them. Or if if you're doing your other jobs, depending on whatever role that is that you're doing, that could be considered you logging on to your hours to be paid by your salary. At least
Right.
that's my opinion, based on activities.
Right. But as far as me and co-hosts are aware, we have already passed a bill that actually talked about that, and it was actually heavily debated by the Queen here. So all because of one thing wasn't added, but it's okay. It's passed, so I don't care. So, and it talks about, actual work time on when you should get paid an hourly wage. And for voters and viewers that don't know, this is only for government officials. It's not for the entire nation. We actually, what's the word? Discourage is not the word. No, I mean we can't really. Well, government. We're not the type to impose it, so we're not going to. We do not impose a minimum wage on the nation. That's basically what we do. So anyway, because that actually hurts the poor. So, but oh dear.
So remember, we
What was
could
the
have
question? No.
backed down a little bit to help us out, right?
Say it one more time. Sorry.
I said we talked about it at one point where we were able to cut it back down to where it hurt us less, right?
Yes. I propose. I mean, it didn't even have to be a law. It was actually a permission thing to get us out of debt because we were we're still in debt now, but not as much. So instead of 257,000 Nixie pounds in debt, we're now only 90,000 Nixie pounds in debt, and that's actually manageable. So yeah. So all because you guys are not money hungry. You and other government officials gave me permission to do that because it was kind of scary. I thought we were going to be stuck for a while, but it doesn't necessarily answer the question though. Do you think that government officials should have a minimum wage and get paid, or do you think they should no longer get paid anymore? Obviously, after everybody gets their 10,000 Nixie pounds, because that's only fair. But do you think that after that, should we get rid of the government official payment and just go back to voluntary work? So government officials work for free to voluntarily help the Queen of Nix community and try to govern it as properly as possible. That's the correct word for it.
That is honestly a very good question, and that could be steered into so many different ways of answering that question. But this is my thought. Everybody else has a different idea of how to answer that. So this is mine. At the moment, the only people that are helping Nick in any way, hyper-sized kind of thing for Nick's work, would be the government officials. They should pay a minimum wage concerning on Nixie pounds. And if anyone else, like our fellow citizens, even though they're not really doing much, they're just there. We love that they're there. If they want Nixie pounds, there are ways to get it. They could trade U.S. currency for the Nixie pounds and stuff like that. If they want to trade it, they can. The money of the U.S. currency would be going towards the Treasury, and they would be given the Nixie pound dollars. So, in my thought, for the government officials, yes, they should be paid in minimum wage at the very least.
Okay, so you believe that we should continue to pay government officials 8 pounds an hour in Nixie pounds?
Yes, all depending on their activity base, yes.
Okay. Your Majesty, do you have any questions regarding the minimum wage you have for candidate McGuire here?
Check your phone real quick.
Check it out. No. Okay. Okay. All right. The co-host is gonna be AFK for a second, but I wasn't expecting another call today, but that's fine. It happens. So I'm gonna go ahead and those are really good answers. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to the other question from Brandon Begley, who is a Nixie citizen. Now this is a big question. This question might even get us criticism on YouTube, so we'll see. What is your stance on how he submitted the question to me? I know what he meant, but he's talking about the Queen of Nyx, so I had to edit it where it sounds like he's talking about Nyx because clearly it didn't seem he read the Constitution, so he doesn't know where this particular amendment is. So I helped him out a little bit. So, but I'll tell you what it is though, and I'll tell you where it's at in our Constitution. All right. So, what is your stance on preserving Section 3, aka the Third Amendment of the Queen of Nyx Constitution, regarding the right to keep and bear arms for all Nyx?
To be honest with you, I do not know how to answer that question.
Okay. That's fine. It happens. I mean, not everybody knows. So, but okay. Like, is there a reason that you don't know? Like, he's like, you just not know how to answer it? Is there, do you not know what right to keep and bear arms mean, or like?
To be honest, I tried to come up with an idea of an answer for the question, but my mind is completely blank.
Okay. Well, just for, just for the sake of the question, you do know what right to keep and bear arms mean, right? Self-defense, overthrow the government in case it gets tyrannical, all that stuff. Revolutionary War. The U.S. Second Amendment. That's basically what it is.
Okay. I feel like this could be made into a separate video to where I could answer this properly forever.
Or I can maybe figure out maybe I can figure out like, maybe on the website I can put my podcast somewhere and put like a submitted comment to a question. So maybe I'll do something like that because I haven't done that. I'm gonna put my podcast on the website because I don't think I've done that yet. So so yeah. Okay. You sure you want it to be a separate video though? I mean, if you got an answer for it, good time to speak now. I'm sure the viewers will want to know about your stance on. Let's see, how does the media trend it now? The media is trending it as gun rights, self-defense, firearms, assault rifles, big guns.
Yes, I feel like this should be made into a separate video. I got so many thoughts on that.
Or guns should only be for hunting and not for defense against a tyrannical government. So, Okay. I mean, if you don't have an answer, you don't have an answer. But basically, those are the questions that Brandon Begley has. I think Her Majesty already gave her. I don't know if she asked. Did she ask you the question that she submitted? I don't know. I don't remember if she did or not.
I know she asked you questions and me a question.
Okay, well, I don't know if she asked you, but I don't know if she asked you this. Go ahead and ask for her, since she's not here right now. How does one run the National Assembly? Will there be a method?
Oh. Well,
if I may speak on that part really quickly, according to the amendment, the method says Robert's Rule of Order shall be the sole procedural bylaws for the National Assembly. So that's what it's
similar to how we've been running the House of Representatives.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, but chairman get to decide what procedures to do. Like you can probably make it a lot more simpler than Robert's Rule of Order, and maybe not as. I mean, Robert's Rule of Order is simple. It is simplistic, but it is complex for some. So you can make it simple. You can make it simple way. Like, hey, say this word so I can know this is what you mean. Okay, raise your hand so I can know what this is what you mean. So it's like that, you know. You kind of run your own thing. As long as the rule of order is the base of your procedural bylaws.
The rules that we've been going by in our meetings, like they have worked so far.
Yeah.
So
and they're both under Robert's Rule of Order. So.
Mm-hmm. And we already have gotten on directions on how to use that file of order.
Yep.
And I don't see why we should change it. For now, since it's small, keep it simple, kind of professional, also laid back. But then if we get like into a bigger stance than we are now, follow that law. Basically.
Okay. I'm gonna look for more comments on my because since that comment was from a month ago, that's probably the only every 1,000 years, you know. So, let's see if I can. No. What's up with you? Okay. Mentions. Okay. No. So far, that's the only comment. Okay. But well, I did tell the guy that we were going to consider the possibility of talking about that. So I mean, I might, even though he's not a citizen, I might as well bring it up because I have no idea who the guy is. It's random. But no, I'm happy that he commented because I replied, even though it was a month ago, I replied to him anyway. So hopefully you'll see that reply. But I told him we'll consider the possibility because he's not wrong. Because I don't know, because like even though we worked very hard to make the House of Representatives, 6 months later, it turns out that we're not ready for it.
Based on activity, people have other responsibilities outside of Nick, and it makes it harder for them to show up. Basically.
Yeah. So I mean, it took 6 months, but that's when we finally realized it, and it sucks because we worked very hard at making this House of Representatives. But luckily for us, the National Assembly is a temporary replacement, hopefully. So I mean, if it isn't, it isn't. I mean, if we're gonna be partially direct democracy, then so be it. I'm not gonna cry about it. I mean, we're gonna be a small island nation, and everybody's gonna know each other and know what they're gonna vote on. So I mean, it's just how it is. So like, if we don't vote on it, then everyone's just gonna do it anyway. That like is giving one or the other. So, excuse me. I'm trying to think of other things. Well, I guess I can ask this question. If you end up getting opponents, whoever it may be, if you end up getting opponents, would you debate them or would you not debate them? Because that's a choice. You're not obligated.
I would totally debate them.
Okay. Debates are fun. I would know.
I would totally do it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I could run for chairman. I could, but I'm already overwhelmed as it is. So I'm not going to. And to be honest with you, I actually thought about it. I thought about running for chairman.
So you're already the prime minister, and that has more responsibility compared to me.
Well, yeah, because I only have, what, no, I have 2 senators left. I have 2 senators left because I got you and I got Senator Ubi. And then, so I got to, but then I got to handle, like, you know, you guys are my only advisors. And I have to handle the Census Bureau, which is currently under investigation and audit right now. I have to do executive orders, which are also or that I can't speak, which are also under investigation. Um, and audit. So and um, well then of course if a constable is elected, I got to handle that too because it is in my department to handle constables. So I got to figure that out. And what else was there? There was something else. What else do I do? Oh, and I got to talk to foreign nations, which I haven't done in a while because there was a lot of domestic issues that we've been having going on. So I gotta.
I need to get back into that too.
Yep. Well, see, that brings up the question: why are you overwhelming yourself with another position in government? You're a senator that's that has the same job as an ambassador. You're talking to over 10 nations, if not 20. And you're already a representative in the House of Representatives. Appointed, yes, but just to help with vacancy issues, and you still voted, you're still going to meetings. And what else was there? And you advised me in my administration. And you're a clerk. You assist my branch of government with whatever my branch of government is in need of. So brings the question: why are you overwhelming yourself with the chairman position? I'm not saying you should run. If you want to run, go for it. But people are going to want to know, why are you overwhelming yourself this way? Why are you torturing yourself?
That's a very good question. To be honest with you, we don't have a lot of active people in next wanting to run the government roles. So I'm trying to help out as much as I can. Since basically, when I'm not at my other job, I'm at home. So I use some of that time to help out with Nick. I have to I make a schedule, and I divide it up in a certain day of what I'm going to do. Like today, I worked a little bit on the currency. What I mean by that is like I trim it out and all that good stuff. The prime minister is the one who works with his Majesty on the what did you call it again? The smelter, where they do the other type of currency. I handle the dollar 60 pounds basically.
Yeah, you handle the manufacturing of the paper exchange for the metals that the state foundry is melting down. Yep.
Yes. So on a certain day when I'm not doing something, I use another day to do something different. So I make sure I cross it off when I've done that one part for a certain day on a week and go from there.
Okay.
So I basically have everything in a single line on a certain schedule, so to speak.
Okay. Alrighty. Co-host, it sounds like you're back. Your Majesty, are you back? I can't tell if she's back or not. I don't know if she. I don't know if she.
She might have left the video thing.
No, she's still there. I don't know if you heard her, but she belched earlier.
But in response to that question, to my answer, when we get more active people, I will lay back a little bit and stop whatever role I'm working on once we have more people working several roles, basically. But at the moment, we need all the help we can get.
Okay. Well. All right. That's actually a question. I don't know if it's for you. I think it's for in general. Who gets to choose where the public gathering is? Is it the chairman or is it other people? I can't figure that out. I think it's people.
Do you have any more questions?
Oh,
for
here
me?
we go. All right, Chairman. How many days are you going to have National Assembly meetings, and what time are they going to start? Where are they going to be at, mostly?
That is something that I have not gotten that far yet.
Okay. Yeah, I thought I'd give you a hard question. So, because that will be a hard question. Because by the looks of it, I think it says. Well, one, it says y'all have to meet at least once in every year. And because the National Assembly is going to start technically in October, but it's going to start technically in October unofficially, but it's going to officially begin in January. So October through December is going to be like practice runs, basically. But I mean, they'll still be official, but they're going to be unofficial because the amendment says 3rd of January. So, I'm trying to see.
Well, my question to you, in return to this question, is
All right.
who would all be basically legally supposed to be attending the National Assembly?
Oh, everybody's legally allowed to attend the National Assembly. It's public. If it's a public forum, then everybody's going to come in. I don't care who comes in. You're coming in. Everybody's coming in. I don't care who comes in.
But what about if somebody's proposing bills? Are they all able to vote, or just the registered voters?
Registered voters.
There you go.
Yep. However, the people that come in, they can raise their hands, speak all they want. And not only that, if you think about it, the National Assembly is so flexible that you really don't have to use a lot of Robert's Rule of Order to, get people to chill and, give one person a chance to speak and all that stuff. You can do a turn-based process or some stuff like that, if that is what you're doing. So, whatever makes it easier for the National Assembly, if you become chairman. Yeah, it just says in a public gathering place of choosing. So I guess the National Assembly chooses.
So basically, that's saying the chairman chooses.
I think at first. It sounds like it makes sense for the chairman to decide the first place, and then the next place should be decided by registered voters.
Okay.
That's my understanding of this amendment. I recommend reading it and see how you think, but that's my understanding.
That just gave me a few ideas that I could jot down for the registered voters.
Because it just says public gathering place. It could be a park, it could be a library, it could be someone's house, it could be any of that.
Probably not a library, because if there's going to be people showing up, they're going to want to put in their opinions or questions. And if it turns into a debate, I feel like it might get loud. So probably not a library.
Okay. What if the registered voters choose the library? Are you going to go against that?
Well, if all the registered voters voted yes for the library, then we'll do the library. But if all of them voted for something else outside of the library, then we're probably going to do something else.
Okay.
But in my opinion, I feel like if it's going to get turned into a debate, it could get loud. So it would be disrespectful to the people in the library. That's my thought.
Yeah, you're right. The co-host actually did leave the messenger call.
What do you know?
What do you know?
I'm right about something.
What? No way. You're a politician. You can't be right about anything. It can't be true. I don't know if I can get her. Let's see if I can get her back. I don't know if I can get her back.
Did she say she had any more questions outside of the one she gave me? Or was it just that one?
I don't know, but I mean, we're already an hour into our video. which was a lot of fun. Everybody got to hear the co-host. I totally forgot she was the co-host, and I'm like, hold on, she's coming into my podcast. This isn't Nick's Delta broadcast. She's coming into my podcast, as in, wait, the co-host is coming to our podcast. What am I
Technically,
doing?
legally,
Why am I telling
she's
the co-host what to do here? Like, she's the co-host. She needs to be here. Like, what?
yeah, technically she's the first co-host. I'm the
See,
second co-host.
yeah, see, this tells you how tired I am. This is why I'm overwhelmed. This is why we need help in the Queen of Phoenix community. Okay, which reminds me, ladies and gentlemen.
I've been awake since
you,
4:30 a.m. and I'm perky. I don't know why.
right? Which reminds me, ladies and gentlemen, what you should be doing is like, commenting, and subscribing to this channel, the Nixie Acolyte Talk Show, and give us some love, okay? We got to fight the algorithm, okay? Because I'm sure whatever we're going to be talking about, YouTube's going to hate it. Even though we're trying to make our own country and not trying to change the United States, even though we might end up doing that anyway, YouTube might not like it. So give us a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to give us some money and see more content on the Nixie Acolyte Talk Show, go to my Patreon that you'll see in the description. And you're going to see, you're also going to like, comment, and subscribe to Nick's Delta Broadcast, who is run by Senator McGuire here, who's the CEO of that channel. And and she's raising her hand because she's trying to get my attention. So what's up, Senator McGuire? Do you have anything to say?
Yes, I do. Speaking of money wise, we're only asking you to consider donating money. We will not take money unless you're willing to give them to us.
Oh, well, yeah.
So, yeah, there's voluntary donations. There's also voluntary taxations, which we also create contracts for legally and a possibility to work through. It's all up to you guys.
Yep, that would be Article 3 of the Constitution of the Queen of Phoenix. That's exactly what that is.
Everything is voluntary.
Everything is voluntary. Just about everything. So, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, like, comment, subscribe to the Nixie Acolyte Talk Show and to Nick's Delta Broadcast as well. My podcast is private. Hers is technically public because it is run by the government a little bit. So it's more of a charter broadcast. So that's why there'll be times where we tell her what to do, but sometimes she doesn't have to listen. So that's just how it is. And let's see, what else? There was something else I was going to say. What was it? Right, on Patreon. If you are willing to look up our full content, if you want to look up my full content on the Nixie Acolyte Talk Show, see some of me signing bills into law, signing executive orders, signing all the fancy things, doing meetings with foreign countries, then you should then if you like that, you should donate to our Patreon, only $7.40 a month, and it'll give you everything you could possibly need, even a chance of you becoming a citizen yourself. So look up our Patreon if you're willing to do that. We also got petitions if you want to sign up for petition. We have not used change.org. I don't think we have used that yet, but if we do use change.org, we will definitely let you know. But right now all we got is paper petitions, and there's a lot of petitions that we've gotten. I don't know if we got them this year. I don't remember. I remember that we probably got around almost 30 this year. So I don't think it's exactly at 30, but I think we're almost at 30 signatures this year. So we're getting there. We're getting there, y'all. So, and you don't have to be a citizen. You can be a supporter. Just come volunteer, help us out with whatever we need to do stuff. Maybe set up our national assemblies at public gathering places, or help us out with.
You could even set a time frame of how long you want to help us out.
Yep. So you heard her. I'm trying to figure something out. I don't remember if there's anything else. Well, our website is definitely going to be in the description, so look up our website if you need more information on the Queendom of Nix, which is the country we are making. That is under a libertarian constitutional monarchy under Her Majesty, the Royal Queen of the Ninth, the Queen Breckingridge the First. And we will be an island nation. The island that we're going for is 62 acres of land off the coast of North Carolina, USA. So that's what we're going for right now. Well, Senator McGuire, we talked about a lot of topics today. I do wish you luck on your election that is coming up next month, and we will see what will happen there. Because the candidates sign up will be done in 3 days actually. Yeah,
Nope.
the deadline for candidates to sign up is in 3 days. So if no one is signing up after August 31st, you'll have no opponent. You'll be by yourself. But that also means that none of the above option will be the one going against you. So you'll have a none of the above opponent.
It will be a very happy surprise if somebody decides to do a last minute sign up.
Yes, so it'll be you and Noda. That'll be your opponent after August 31st if no one else runs. So Noda will be your opponent. So we'll see if your video, if our podcast here, our interview here is what's the word? I guess we'll see if it boosts your campaign, so to speak, for your election. I guess we'll see if it happens or not. I'm happy to interview you. Yeah, I can't speak worth nothing today. I'm happy to interview you.
You're not the one.
Oh, I know. I'm happy to interview you. We finally got it done. I know we scheduled it 1,000 times, but we finally got it done. I told you we would get it done, and we got it done. So I'm glad we had this interview. Now I'm hoping to try to interview the candidate for Floyd County Constable, curfew. So that's what I'm gonna.
I watched that interview.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to get an interview with him. He's harvesting his farm right now, so he's very busy.
Mhm.
So, but I think the same thing is gonna happen. I think he's gonna be the only opponent, but he can only get elected if the people of Floyd County agree to have a constable district. And if they don't agree to have a constable district, he can't run for constable. So he can't run at all. So, but by the looks of the polls, a constable district is going to get made. But there will be a lot of questions for him on how to do that. So I cannot wait to interview him because he's going to have a lot of questions.
Like I said, I will be watching that interview when you post it.
Oh yeah, because I'm going to have a lot of probably submitted questions, but I'm hoping to get callers to call in too. There was supposed to be another caller today, but it didn't happen. He said, well, he didn't text me, but he said it's fine if he can't make it. Maybe he doesn't have signal where he's at right now. But it happens. So is there anything you want to talk about that we missed before we wrap this up?
Not that I could make it right off the bat right now.
Alrighty, well, you heard it all, folks. This is Senator McGuire. Give her some love by going to Nick's Delta Broadcast. Give her some like, comments, and subscriptions. She's got other YouTube channels too that I've already forgotten the names, but I'll put them in the description so we don't have to worry about that. Because we're already over an hour in, so we'll talk about that later. And also, Senator McGuire, aren't you an author of a book?
Yes.
Well, would you like to tell the viewers what that book is that you're an author of? Give that book some recognition.
I am going to have to go ahead and put that back on there after this. But the book is called The Dusky Soul, basically. It's like a horror book, like a short story kind of a thing. It was something that I wanted to work with and put it out there.
All right, yeah. Send me details of that book, and I'll put it on the description below. And I'll get all that set up because I gotta put everything in the description. So, but yeah, and obviously this is a recorded video. Unfortunately, we couldn't find the time. We tried to get this done as fast as possible, so we thought about making it live, but we decided to make a recorded video instead. So hopefully the next interview might be live this time, and everyone will get their notifications on the phone, like Nick's The Accurately Talk Show is live. Like, live. What? Wait, I can actually watch this right now? What? Yes, live. So, hopefully that'll happen in the next interview. Hopefully nothing will go wrong in the live session. So, because I've never done live session before, but we'll see what happens. So, Senator McGuire, thank you for your time. It's
Mhm.
like 9:34 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so it is late at night, and we all got to get up in the morning to work. So,
I gotta get up around 4:30 a.m.
oh man, I got to get up 3 hours after that. So, well, I got to work 3 hours after that. I
Yes.
get up an hour after that. I have to get up an hour after you have to go to work. So,
At least you get to sleep an extra hour.
yeah, but I have to leave the house at 6:50. Yeah. So,
I leave around 5:20. I
yeah.
clock in at 6.
Oh man. You start at 6, I start at 7:30. Look at that. That sucks. All right. Well, it's how it is. We're all making money, so we're all trying to make money. So, we're trying to make that money so we can put it all into Knicks. Because we're this freaking close. We're literally only $14 away from $3,000. $14. We're $3,000. We're at $3,000.
And if everybody else helps us that, we can get our islands.
Yes. Yeah, we only need $692,000 to go to buy the island. So, but we probably need more than that because of taxes.
Yeah, I already
That
have it
are
down on my phone. You said you want to try to reach 2 million.
well, yeah, because a million will be half of that, and that'll actually cover us a little bit. Maybe
I
one,
have that saved on my phone so I can update it depending on how much we saved.
maybe 1.2 million. 1.2 million might help us out a little bit too. So, alrighty. Well, in that case, Sarah McGuire, thank you for your time. I will see you whenever.
Of course.
Alrighty. And everyone, I will see you very soon.